This video essay aims to examine the identity, cultural and social significance of Beyoncé. Through extensive critical and academic research and media analysis, I will be arguing that Beyoncé's identity is crafted via a hierarchical nature of celebrity for both her audience and famous counterparts. Through examining her public presentation of self, the representation and messages in her body of work, and evaluating her social media use, I investigate if Beyoncé is a cultural icon or merely a commodity in the capitalist age. First and foremost, we must identify what determines celebrity. Critics and theorists take a variety of interpretations and shared meaning to identify these figures. Evans and Hesmondhall describe celebrity as the few known by many. Celebrity can be described as individuals who have gained a large amount of media-related capital through their appearances, or can align with the Latin root celebrem, which connotes fame and the celebratory nature of self. In line with this video essay, I am taking Dryson's definition, in which he argues the media enables a clear hierarchical nature of celebrity, which separates media people from ordinary people. Those who are in the limelight have perceived significance in comparison to ordinary people who are outside in the media. Celebrity can be identified in one of three ways: ascribed, achieved, and attributed. Ascribed celebrity is gained through family relationships, such as the royal family. Achieved celebrity is found through talents and accomplishments, such as musicians or sportspersons. And attributed celebrity is gained by the media, which is seen through reality stars and celluloids. Beyoncé's star status has been achieved through her talent and skills as a singer, songwriter, performer, as well as venturing into the acting and business world. Marshall states, the celebrity exists above the real world, in the realm of symbols that gain and lose value like commodities on the stock market. In other words, celebrity is the embodiment of the idealist, aspirational hero for the mass media, who gains and loses their cultural value over time. There is a small set of celebrities that have long-standing careers and the ability to entice audiences for decades. In order for a long-standing successful career, the celebrity must be seen with the innate or natural quality which is only possessed by a few. Beyoncé's career has been long-standing due to the qualities that her brand personifies: beauty, glamour, talent, hard work, and affluence. Beyoncé first rose to fame in the late 90s as a third of Destiny's Child, an R&B girl group with renowned commercial success due to their chart-topping feminist anthems. This propelled Beyoncé into her solo career with her debut album Dangerously in Love, which was the start of a best-selling discography. As well as a lucrative music career, Beyoncé has also been successful in the acting world, starring in Austin Powers, Pink Panther, Obsessed, Dreamgirls, and The Lion King, just to name a few. Beyoncé's contemporary success has emerged through her recent collaborative album, Everything Is Love, with her husband Jay-Z, her documentary and concert film Homecoming, featured on Netflix, The Lion King The Gift album, and visual album Black is King, featured on Disney+. Beyoncé has diversified into the business world also, through owning stakes in the music streaming platform Tidal, owning the management and entertainment company Parkwood Entertainment, becoming the creative director for the Ivy Park Adidas line, and partaking in several endorsement deals. Analysing Beyoncé's career helps to craft her hierarchical identity from other famous figures. Dryson argues that idols and icons are referenced in relation to influential pop musicians, in comparison to the word celebrity, which is not limited to a specific industry and used to define the masses. In line with this view, Beyoncé is identified with icon status. Celebrity is the epitome of being constructed for the mass media. Due to this, the presentation of self is always a staged, mediated activity. Celebrity status implies a split between a private self and a public self. Beyoncé is notoriously known for maintaining a controlled private life in which the public have a big interest in. Her public presentation of self is focused on her music rather than her private life. Through sharing intimate moments, particularly on her website, Instagram profile, videos and documentaries, Beyoncé solidifies her private life through a mediated, candid nature of self. Beyoncé gives a brief insight into her daily, family and work life in an attempt to give fans more knowledge and to reclaim her own agency. As these candid moments are all framed, constructed and mediated, it creates an illusion of intimacy between the celebrity and the audience. However, that is all it is, an illusion. Or states Beyoncé's way of conducting herself is low-key and reserved. It seems like she's holding a lot back, that she's hyper-aware of the stakes of any move she makes. Beyoncé's personas, Sasha Fierce and Beyoncé, are utilised to separate from her authentic self to channel feminist and sexually liberated performances. The use of an alter ego helps to differentiate the artist from behaviours and perceptions that could be interpreted negatively if they were associated solely from Beyoncé's brand. Celebrities have emerged as a significant power resource in political, cultural, and economic social fields. Beyoncé's public image has emerged as somewhat of a political figure in popular culture, subtly framed as a social activist, particularly for Black female experiences. Whilst Beyoncé's body of work is underpinned with themes surrounding racial and gender equality, we rarely hear Beyoncé vocalising her explicit opinions surrounding political and social issues. Her silence ensures that she avoids controversy and will still appeal to the masses. Beyoncé does, however, use her art as subliminal messaging to project her political stance and affiliation, leaving audiences to interpret meaning for themselves. This can be seen through her association with figures such as Michelle and Barack Obama, her accepting a Brit Award behind a royal portrait of Meghan Markle, presenting Colin Kaepernick with the Muhammad Ali Legacy Award, rallying voters for Hillary Clinton during the 2016 presidential election, and her iconic Super Bowl performance. Beyoncé's 2016 halftime Super Bowl performance was the pinnacle of Beyoncé implicitly sharing her message with the world, demonstrated at the intersection of feminism, race, and politics. Her black and gold costume is reminiscent of a jacket worn by Michael Jackson at his Super Bowl performance in 1993, paying homage to a fellow black icon. Her all-black female dancers were dressed in jackets and berets resembling the Black Panther Party, a militant organisation founded during the civil rights movement defending black people against racial violence. Subtle moves and formations throughout the performance are filled with rich political and social meaning. The fist that the dancers and Beyoncé's raise is a recreation of the Black Power salute, and the X formation references Black civil rights leader Malcolm X. Whilst these are all implicit subtleties which can be overlooked by those who don't understand, these actions are more about what they represent. Beyoncé's performance frames her message of wider support and affiliation with the Black Lives Matter movement. This marks a pivotal start of Beyoncé pioneering for the lives of black people and sharing online images and messages of solidarity for black lives facing racial violence such as George Floyd and Breonna Taylor across America. Following the country's political anxieties post-Donald Trump's presidency, Beyoncé heavily encouraged her following to vote also, positioning herself as a site of social power and influence amongst a wider political and social conversation. It is important to recognise, however, that due to Beyoncé's iconic status, it does pose a question if her political stances and opinions have any relevance on her career. As Beyoncé has reached a high status, any move she makes will be painfully scrutinised and analysed. Beyoncé being silent on these issues is intentionally crafted. Beyoncé doesn't explicitly state her political and social opinions as she's above needing to. Beyoncé's work and messaging aims to express the lived female black experience and ideals. As a black woman herself, audiences validate her experiences and messaging. Celebrity feminine discourses are often explored through the lens of the white female celebrity. However, Beyoncé is present on the intersection of race and gender. Feminist messaging from Beyoncé is not a new phenomenon, with female empowerment messages being prominent in her music for decades, with hits such as Independent Women Part 1, Bills, 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 and Survivor with her former band Destiny's Child. Beyoncé also provides insight into how she would utilise her male privilege in If I Were a Boy and celebrates women in Run the World Girls. Beyoncé's self-titled album, Beyoncé, marks a catalytic moment for her feminist presentation, in which the album underpins key themes that link to some of her earlier work, carving her agency as a sexual feminine being. The song Flawless features Nigerian author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's We Should All Be Feminist speech as a sample, as well as a French sample used in between the two sections of partition, translating as "Men think that feminists hate sex, but it's a very stimulating and natural activity that women love," further reinforcing, emphasising and affirming the song's sexual feminine energy and album themes. Beyoncé's visual album, Lemonade, can take the reading of being a black feminist body of work due to its messaging centralising the black woman and potential Afrocentrism. The lyrics of Formation celebrate black features which have been presented as the antithesis to the American standard of beauty, such as baby hair and afro and Negro noses. The Formation video is dense with subliminal messaging concerning racial injustice around America. Beyoncé stood on a sinking police car. A black boy dances in front of police officers, and there is graffiti on the wall stating "Stop shooting us." The video is heavily influenced and incorporates links with American slavery, Louisiana's history, style, heritage, tradition, and culture. Beyoncé's later work, Black is King, further reinforces the themes identified in Lemonade. Beyoncé's Creole culture, which was gained by her mother, heavily underpins her visual representations across both visual albums. Creole is inspired by Nigerian Yoruba culture. These influences are embedded throughout Beyoncé's work, seen through body pain and themes of motherhood and fertility. Black is King is an 80-minute visual album dedicated to celebrating Black power, legacy and excellence through the lens of the African diaspora. Nigerian influences are reflected throughout the entire body of work. Black is King is argued to be the blueprint for the black man, going beyond colonized toxic masculinity, dedicated to her son Sir Carter. Beyoncé is represented as a matriarch in this Afrofuturist world. She is described as the avatar for the power, beauty, and royalty of blackness. Analysing her body of work suggests that Beyoncé's brand and messaging is curated to promoting the black female identity and lived experience. However, there has been significant criticism into the feminism and racial discourse demonstrated by Beyoncé. Hook states, her construction of feminism cannot be trusted. Her vision of feminism does not call for an end to patriarchal domination. Despite a positive reception from Black is King, there were also opinions, particularly from the African diaspora, which criticises Beyoncé's promotion of African stereotypes, pre-colonial aesthetics, and cultural appropriation. The black experience can be a significantly useful commodity, particularly during politically intense times, which unfortunately Beyoncé exploits for capitalist gain. Beyoncé has risen to such an elite level in status amongst other female singers and celebrities of all ethnicities. Her lived experience is among the celebrity elite and not the everyday black citizen. Beyoncé, described as the post-racial poster girl of the music industry, has benefited from a level of privilege in which racial and gender discrimination has not hindered her career. Therefore, her actions, themes and representations can largely feel performative. The market has turned the public face of celebrity into a commodity. Celebrity is identified as a thing that is produced and that can be consumed, worshipped and adored. Celebrities create audiences and markets for themselves also by the products and brands they choose to endorse. There are 4 types of celebrity endorsement: explicit, which is the person that advertises the product; implicit, the person who uses the product; imperative, the person who drives the product forward; and co-presentational, the person who appears with the product in their daily life. Celebrities add value to sustained positive brand messaging, adding credibility and purchase intention merely for the fact that they are well recognised. Beyoncé has entered almost every sector through celebrity endorsements, explicitly and implicitly promoting a variety of products and services. She has now evolved as being less a human being, more an ambulant brand, an advertisement for a new gilded age when commodities overpower everything. Beyoncé is appropriated by fans as meaningful resources in their everyday lives. Due to this, her most valuable commodity is the image she sells to both white and black citizens. Celebrities themselves are commodities as consumers desire to possess them. Beyoncé has taken this one step further, establishing her existence as a brand and entity. Consumers purchase her products to feel interconnected to her and to help to create an exclusive sense of community. A poignant example of this is the Lemonade album release. The album was distributed following the controversy of her husband Jay-Z's infidelity. As a celebrity's private life will often attract significant interest, Beyoncé's team knew that audiences would want insight into the affair. Due to this, the album was only available to stream on Tidal, the platform that Beyoncé partners with Jay-Z. The Tidal exclusivity lasted for 3 years before Beyoncé made it available on other streaming platforms. Beyoncé used her trauma as a commodity, knowing that the album's feminist rhetoric would appeal to her large female fan base and they would purchase the album or a Tidal subscription to simply listen to it, leading to her monetary gain. The community of fandom goes beyond the relationship of individuals admiring celebrity work. The public use celebrity personas to cultivate their personal identities and how they wish to be interpreted by others. Beyoncé's fans, the Beehive, provide insight into fandom and its role in popular culture. The Beehive marked a neoliberal turn towards intense inter-fandom competition and worship. Parasocial interactions online lead to imaginary relationships from audiences with the celebrity. When analysing Beyoncé's social media use, primarily her Instagram profile, there is a lot of insight to be gained of how she interacts with her fans. Beyoncé's Instagram account is one of the most followed accounts on the platform with 258 million followers. However, unlike some of her celebrity counterparts who use social media to create parasocial relationships with their fans and engage with them heavily, Beyoncé's Instagram is largely a visual experience. Her page has been curated as almost an art showcase for audiences to consume and interpret her content subjectively. Social media is designed to provide an authentic version of the celebrity, presented in an image far more stripped back than the glamorized, mediated image presented by the mass media. This in itself is a paradox. An Instagram profile is a curated experience, designed to mask the authentic version of self. Therefore, how can one's presentation of self be truly authentic? How do celebrities like Beyoncé surpass the dichotomy between authenticity and inauthenticity? This then leads to the private-public self, in which Beyoncé presents a constructed version of self to her following rather than her true authentic identity. Beyoncé doesn't respond to the engagement on her profile, nor does she include any caption or hashtags on her photos unless it is to promote her own products, seen through her Tiffany & Co endorsement campaign and Hall of Hyvee hashtag. Once again, highlights that Beyoncé only promotes and heavily engages with mediums and interactions that will result in monetary gain, further asserting her position as a commodity in a capitalist age. All states, after all the confessional albums, documentaries and groundbreaking live performances, Beyoncé still feels as distant as ever. Celebrity culture creates a false sense of connectivity for the celebrity and consumer. Celebrity idols have a superhuman quality which makes them seem untouchable. Beyoncé's icon status means that she doesn't need social media as a tool to remain relevant or to amplify her brand, unlike some of her celebrity counterparts. The mediated nature of the candid content Beyoncé shares is what contributes to the feeling of disconnectivity from fans. This only further elevates her celebrity status. This video essay has outlined that through critical analysis, Beyoncé is identified with iconic status. Beyoncé transcends as a godlike figure amongst her fan base, further emphasised through her linear, public and social media interactions. As an advocator of sharing black female experiences, her work is underpinned with feminist and racial undertones. Her public positioning and level of success, however, has positioned her as a commodity, meaning that her only level of accessibility for audiences results in her economic gain. Her appropriation of African culture also exploits black stories as a commodity, which results in economic and perceived cultural value. Thank you for listening to my video essay.